Hello everyone, welcome to part number 5. We are going to be progressing the main storyline missions today. Namely, we are on to Invasion at Gritgate. But I thought before we did that, I would try to come back to this historic site that I was struggling so much with. I actually had a near-death experience yesterday at the end of the stream in this very historic site, and I thought we'd come back and try to finish it. I did a few things off stream, some of the boring stuff. I reloaded our ammo. I got rid of the fungal infection that we had on our chest, so thermocask is back on. And I think we're ready to go. I've got quite a lot of weight in books and items and stuff like this, so hopefully whatever we pull out of this historic site isn't too heavy. But if you remember from yesterday, the challenge here was that we have a rocket turret tinker on the 4th strata, this one right here, which is 1 strata higher than our goal, where the loot is. And where I just about ripped was right over here. There was a bunch of confusion gas, and I had multiple rocket turrets around me, and I was confused. So I ended up porting out, popped the shield, force bracelet, and we ported out of there. So hopefully he hasn't got this whole place filled with rocket turrets, because we may have to bail out again if that's the case. Just checking, force bracelet is fully charged. Just a reminder, on this very floor, we picked this item up, which is kind of strange. I wasn't expecting to find a quest item, a unique quest item here on Strata 4, but here it is. It's a pistol that gives temporal fugue level 5, which is just huge. Kenny says the door is still on fire. It is, isn't it? Makes you wonder what's going on over there. We're about to find out. So as long as we don't run up against 3 turret tinkers, or rocket turrets right here around the corner, we'll be good. There's our first. Okay, we got 2 in range. It appears I can't quite reach it, which is a little awkward. I do have grenades. So let me see if I can toss one that direction. Look at that. Did I move that one? Is this the same one? And I moved it? I think maybe. Yeah, it took damage. That one's just about dead. So if I have another grenade on, and I don't, of course, what luck. Okay, let's step back. Maybe we'll tinker up some more grenades. Just until I find the actual tinkerer running around laying these things down. Gotta be very careful. If I can get him killed quickly before he makes a whole bunch of turrets, that would be fantastic. I'd love for him to just pop his head around the corner. That'd be good. That would work for us. Okay, there, they just shot. Another one shot. So let's try to throw a grenade, then we'll hide. Got one down. I mean, we can't get hit more than like, if we get hit 3 times, we might rip. I'm not sure. It's going to be close. Just passing turns there, hoping. Oh, look how lucky we are. So here's our target. Rocket Turret Tinker. He's tough. Only has 45 HP, though, and low armor, so we should be able to kill him pretty quickly. Got him. Okay. Hopefully there was only one, I guess, is all I'll say about that. Cool. Hello. Okay. That's the one that just about killed us last time. There's a level up. Very nice. Level 27. For killing this confusing urchin down here. So we got a point. We're trying to get tinkering up to Tinker 3 at 29 int. So we're just going to keep jamming that. We're now at 27, which means we do have enough to get there with the Eater's Nectar injectors. I only have 1, but then I have 2 metamorphic polygels. So if I just copy that once at this point, we could get Tinker 3 online. I do need a little more SP. It might be enough just to get the 2 int, and we get there. I'm not going to rush it, but the reason we want Tinker 3 right now, I'll just show you this, is mainly the high energy thermocask, which is a direct upgrade to our current regular thermocask. So it's what, 1 extra armor, I think. And then it gives extra heat damage and resistance to cold and heat, basically. So it makes our flamethrower better. That's the main reason we want it. Now, I think that there's another rocket turret here, at least one, and then, of course, there's one up here. Oh, and there's one over there, right. Oh, and there's one right there, too. Okay. Fantastic. They're just everywhere. Okay, they're not down here. There's one. Ooh, can't quite reach him. I might just leave that one be. You know, it would be nice if I could just sneak down the steps and call it a day, I think. Should we do that? Not play around with these guys? We got a laser turret up here. What are you? A chain laser emplacement. Okay. Not too scary. Certainly not a rocket turret. There's two of them, though. Worth 625 XP apiece. Get some free batteries off of it. Lots of batteries. Holy cow. That was like 14 or 16 batteries. Okay. Well, that's a bunch of money. We got all these missiles as well. 15 of those. 30 pounds. So I'd like to take them back and sell them. They're worth good value. But we're just going to dive. Hopefully this floor is not quite as deadly. Wowzers. Juice saps. What do juice saps take from us? I can't remember. Is it ego or is it intelligence? Regardless, I'm going to force bracelet. Now, as soon as I force bracelet, it's going to take a turn. It's going to push him back so he can't sap me. But then I'll be confused, and I just got to remember that one of them's here, one of them's going to be here, and one of them is either going to be here or here. So I probably want to shoot this direction, and then I'll shoot this direction, and then I'll go back up. Yeah, famous last words is right. This is what happened last time, right? I was standing in the confusing gas, and everything went sideways really quickly. Okay, so we'll just shoot this direction. So I got one sap and the urchin, it looks like. So now I'll shoot this direction until I get XP. Maybe? Where'd he go? I'm just passing a few turns, hoping that this wears off. I can't even see the charge on this thing, so let's go back up. We'll just walk away. Because I do not want to engage that sap. Without a shield on, obviously. Kenny says, don't panic. If you get confused, you just need to reach for the woohoo, 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 woohoo in the inventory. Yes, indeed. Guess which item is it when you're confused? Little roulette gaming. No, I wasn't so bad last time. We had a herberry, which I was able to find just given the symbol. We popped that. I actually replaced that herberry, so I have another one in stock. But, word of the wise, there could be saps around any corner, so let's be careful. Let's go slow. And really, as soon as I get that loot chest, we're out of here, man. I don't want to be hanging around in this site. Such tight corridors, too. It's like the worst place to find saps. We'll just let all that dissipate. So many in here. And here. Go hide in a corner. Yeah, that worked. Nice. Making progress. Probably going to lose those books, but... oh, maybe not. How about that? Got lucky. There we go. Okay, that's all right. We'll just pass turns. Should be fine. Did I just burn that chest? Oh, I can't burn the bookshelves, but give me a loot chest and it just burns to a crisp, of course. Welcome to the stream. I like Mitch Hepburn. I also approve of Mitch Hepburn. Back in the day was one of my favorite comedians. Kenny says, question, if you use one of the face masks, does that give you immune to any type of gas? Vine sap mask, I think it's called. So, sort of. There is a gas mask, which is better than that. It might just be called a gas mask. Or you can get the fitted with filters mod on any face mask. And both of those give you at least near immunity to gases. The vine sap mask, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think is a lower percent chance of immunity, right? It's not 100%, but it gives some resistance basically. Hey, there's Reshef secret. That's good. And here is our loot chest. We got a salt back. We don't really want to fight that. We can kill it with a flamethrower, but don't really want to if I can help it. Nobody guarding this. We got a, this thing right here is going to continually spawn these robot bugs. So we got to get in, get out. That's the game plan right now. Cool boots. +3 intelligence, 2 quickness, light manipulation at level 5, and temporal fugue at level 5. Dude, disgusting. So with this plus my other item, I'll have +10 temporal fugue before I get the ego effect. So we might have like level 13 temporal fugue with these. Very cool. 3 armor as well. And of course I'm overburdened. Great. That's not what you want to see. Mid-fight. Nonetheless, we will drop something. Probably a number of these, say 5. Did that do it? No. Need to drop 1 more? I'll drop 2 more for good measure. Now, it's just the question of, do I want to hunt down the boss of this area or not? Score is right, Kenny. Those are good boots. They will take the place of my, these are just regular old hover boots. I've named them, but they're just hover boots. So I'll get 2 more armor from this, at the very least. But it's pretty sick. My current temporal fugue level is 8, right? So I can go +5 if I put those boots on to that, which is pretty wild. Like temporal fugue with flamethrower is a little scary, to be perfectly honest. But I will have near heat immunity very, very soon. So let's just not die here, shall we? Yeah, that's right, Kenny. I won't be able to fly. If I need to fly, I'll have to switch them back on, which is fine. It's doable. I'd like to get into this room and find the unique, but with this spawner here and this saltback, which is going to take forever to kill, I think we're just going to bail. We got the main loot. We're happy. I think we just move on and go with the storyline quests now. So let's put those on. Of course, it also does this, right? So we have Psychic Glimmer of 23 now, just from the mutations that are added from our items. Wild. But level 13 Temporal Fugue gives you 7 copies for 32 rounds. That is just a huge amount of damage output. Kenny says, classic roguelike shenanigans. Switching equipment depending on the situation. Yeah, need instant flight. Just flip the other boots on. And I will keep them in my inventory for that purpose if we need it. But this is wild. Low-level Psychic Glimmer is whatever. Doesn't matter. We also have rank 10 light manipulation just from items, which gives 12 PV and light radius of 9. So this is better than a glow sphere now, which is sweet. It's on this dagger. So this one gives level 2. And then I picked up this. Oh, that's just resistances. Where else am I getting light manipulation? I only see it from this. That's weird. Oh, this one also gives light manipulation. Okay. Yeah, this gives light manipulation at 5, so that's base of 7 plus 3 from the ego is 10. Sick. 40% chance to reflect light-based attacks. Plus we have this refractive iron weave cloak, which gives another 40%. So we have 80% chance to refract light-based attacks, which is pretty sick. That's a good level of defense. Okay, well, let's get out of here, shall we? That was productive. Guess we'll pop over to the freehold, see if they have any loot for us. Doesn't look like they've restocked the inventories. Let's just pop down here and check. Yeah, okay, so they did. Downstairs they did, not upstairs. Still looking for the most important one, which is jacked. So I did install the biodynamic power plant mod, or cybernetic rather. So if we can get jacked mod on something, on our guns, on our armor, etc., it's going to be really good. I don't think we want any of these. Yeah, anti-paparazzi equipment, that's right. No flashing lights around me, please. Thank you very much. Maybe Tilly has something for us. We do have a ton of money right now. Spazzer rifles. I've been calling these spacer rifles, but I think they're spazzer rifles. Really what I want is the pistol version of this. I could get the big hands item. Big hands cybernetic. And wield 2 of these. They have PV-14, but I don't care about that, right? I just need the gas. We only want these for the covered in plasma effect to make our flamethrower more powerful. So let's just, I'm going to look real quick at the difference between the pistol and the rifle and see if it's really worth putting big hands in place to wield 2 of these, or if like 1 of these is sufficient. So it's a PV-14, 1d12. None of that matters because all we need is the plasma again. It has high accuracy and it uses bow and rifle skills, of course. Let's look at the pistol. The pistol, on the other hand, does 1d10 damage, so it's slightly less, but that, again, doesn't matter. PV-14, medium accuracy. Now, it's a splash effect, so I'm not even sure that accuracy matters, to be perfectly honest. The other thing is that these only fire once every other turn, right? Okay, it says down here on the pistol page, it says, the two-handed counterpart of the Spazzer pistol is the rifle, which creates a much denser cloud of plasma per shot. Interesting. So it probably is worth using rifles in that case. I don't actually see what the density is listed anywhere. Oh yeah, density of 80 on impact and density of 40 in adjacent cells on the rifle versus 20 and 10 for the pistol. So it's double. It's twice as good. And that is going to be relevant for us once we go up against the very final boss, if you will, because they have the ability to blow gases away. And so the density of the gas is going to matter, and getting a gas tumbler is really going to help. But I think I'm going to try to buy one of these right now. They've also got nuclear cells in them, which is a bit unfortunate because that makes them more expensive. But let's see what we can do. So we've got a bunch of books. We'll do those last. Let's get rid of the batteries first because I've got a stupid number of them. I've got 5 floating glow spheres. We're halfway there already. Here is the first unique item I picked up from a historic site. It gives temporal fugue level 1. So I think we could sell this for 455. Seems fine. And then we've got a bunch of gemstones as well. So we'll do those last. Let's do books. The books spent are much less now for XP, and we're just using them as trade goods. Looks like we're going to get there. Beautiful. Okay, we have plasma online. there anything else I want to get while we're here? Could potentially get the second one, actually, and put big hands in. Or I could just go get big hands with the rest of my money. Let's see about that. So I'll buy this. And then I'll go upstairs. And this dude over here has the big hands mod. Giant hands, sorry. 197. Okay. Take some books. And then we'll go down here to the hospital. Let's just have a look. Whoops, don't do that. So I've currently got the pistol fingers, which I'm not even using a pistol, and I'm probably not going to from now on. So I think I can get rid of this, right? Yeah, I think I have to put big hands in, giant hands. So we will uninstall. Rapid release fingers. And then can we just install giant hands? Oops, wrong button. No, we need one more credit. So let's upgrade. Upgrades cost 3 credits right now. So we'll just do the one, and then we'll install giant hands. Nice. Okay, got that. So that allows us to wear 2 pistols. I'm sorry, to wield a rifle in a single slot rather than taking 2, which means we can actually keep this pistol online right now, which gives us a lot of temporal fugue. So this all works out. It all makes sense. Where did that go? Here it is. Nice. Nuclear cell in it is good. We'll very soon get the jacked mod, I'd like to think, and we'll just jack all this stuff. Meanwhile, we're sitting at 15 AV, which is fantastic. And along with the thermocask, we're going to start doing a ton of damage. Anything that doesn't die very, very quickly is going to vaporize almost as quickly. So we're looking good. We'll just pop up Desra while we're at it. And then we'll head down to Grit Gate and we'll start the mission. Okay, these guys have not restocked their inventories, unfortunately. So I've already seen all this. We don't need any of this stuff. Okay, well, let's do it, shall we? Head over to Grit Gate. Y'all ready for the invasion quest? We'll just give one more check of our vendors here because they may not make it. Oh, I might pick up Willowy. That's nice. Reduce some of our weight on our items. Here, take my fingers in trade. I don't need those anymore. We will buy Mafio's lead slugs, since he's the best source in the game of those. There's another flamethrower. We don't need it though. Check Shem 1 more time. I don't think we really need any more cybernetics, but let's just make sure. I don't even know what I'd be looking for. I've got everything I need. I'm feeling very comfortable with it. Random point. Eater's Nectar, I already have that. Okay, no luck. I really think I'm only looking for the jacked mod as well in terms of data disks. Oh, I'm also looking for a gas tumbler, so we'll find that eventually. Hopefully. For the time being, let's do the thing, shall we? The spindle is ours. Wait a few turns. Come back quick. Go talk to our supercomputer. Find out what's going on. Scan the surroundings. Okay. So what I usually do here is activate Rhodanus and then overclock the chromelings to give probably 20 quickness. I have 45 left. Let's just see where they're spawning. Both of them are over here. Is that right? Yeah, sure is. Both of them over here, which is a relatively safe spawn location for us. Okay, we're just going to overclock the chromelings all the way, I think. Yeah, current level 4, so that's an extra 40 quickness on chromelings. Cool. So just double checking. We have no EMP shielding on this. Let's try to fix that real quick, hopefully. No, I need a 4-bit. Okay, let's find a 4-bit. This is EMP shielded. This is not, but I care less about that. As long as I can keep my shield on, that'd be good. So I need a 4-bit, and I'm going to get it from this recoiler, which went over to that historic site we were just in, so we don't need that anymore. 4-bit. Mod. EMP shielding. Awesome. Okay, should be good. Do we want to... I could tinker up a couple more grenades, maybe? Let's see, what do we have? I've already got plasma. I guess I'll carry an EMP grenade for good measure. All right, I guess we'll just pass some turns then. And hopefully there's no bears over here. Sometimes one of the bears goes over here, but it's not an important one. And then actually, if I stand about here and close these doors, then I'll get a few turns fighting these guys by myself, which is what I want, so that I can burn them down. Hopefully, that's kind of the idea. I'm going to hit Temporal Fugue when they spawn, and then I'm going to step back. I fixed the gameplay. What do we think? Does that sound good? Temporal Fugue spawns how many guys? It's going to get crazy. 7 dudes with flamethrowers and spazzer pistols or rifles and grenades. So might get a little wild in here. Hold on to your seat. Oh, who's this? What are you doing over here? Oh, he doesn't matter. He'll take the aggro for me for a minute. There we go. Here they come. Hit the button. And just step back a little bit. Now, this bear is dead, right? But hopefully no other bears come in here. Here's the rare. What's he got going on? Crysteel Longsword, Grafted Mirror Arm, some Fullerite stuff, Grounding Shunts, none of that matters. Fungicide Grenades are fine. He's already injured. Light him up, boys. I'm just going to pass turns. They brought a Kriegsmensch with them, which is curious. Did we kill him? Kriegsmensch Brainer died. Killed something. Yeah, we're definitely killing stuff. Aloysius died. Did I kill him? Possibly. I do not see the rare currently. Oh yeah, he's down there. So there aren't that many left. We're doing pretty good work already. I should have ate something. I'm hungry and I'm inspired. I didn't even food buff. Guess I'm feeling overconfident, aren't I? I should dial that back a little bit, I think. Got him. 3,700 XP. Mechamist rep goes up. Whoa, look at that explosion. Was that a grenade that killed him? That was a bunch of AoE damage. I think some of my summons died in that. Potentially. Look at that. That's nice armor. This dude's wounded. That's my summon. Almost everybody's dead. There's steam in there. Everything's on fire or frozen. So it looks like we've just got 2 of these and they're badly wounded. So they will die very quickly. I'm going to win this without even firing a shot at this rate. Just passing turns. There, look at that. I just beat it without firing a shot. How crazy is that? Kenny with the quote from what's the game? Remind me, Kenny, what's the game? I played quite a lot of it. He says, remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Remind me, buddy. You're going to tell me and I'm going to say yes, of course. Who's the bear that stepped in here? I guess we'll just go to Otho. Turn this quest in. Looks like it was Darty, so that wouldn't have mattered either. Darkest Dungeon, thank you very much, yes. It's been a long time since I played, but I love that game. The first one. I never got into the second one. To be honest, the reviews turned me off. But okay, let's see how we did. I feel like we did really, really well. What do you think? Aloysius died. Beyond that, no robots perished, no books burned, no bookshelves, etc., etc. 18 gadgets were shattered. No furniture. I mean, I think I've done it before without killing any bears, but having one meaningless bear be the only casualty is a pretty good outcome. And I never fired a shot, so pretty cool. Pretty fun stuff. Being a true kin and killing this mission just with your mutations from historic site items is neat. 10,000 XP. Cool, good deal. You know what I didn't see? I didn't see any plasma. Am I crazy? Was there plasma in that fight? I feel like I didn't see it go off. No reason it shouldn't have. It probably did, and it just got covered up by other colors and things like that, I guess. I don't know. All right, shake the old man awake. Get the quest. He says, talk to Q Girl. Go find Klank. Will do. Old man, will do. Now, who hates you? Kudos Templar hates you. Mushroom Village admires you. Dromad Merchants admires you. So let's make friends with them. That's a good set. All right, so we're going to give him some secrets. And then we're going to get his secrets. And hopefully he gives us something really good. Forgotten Ruins, ain't it? No dice. 2 ruins. Okay, well, maybe he can teach us something. We'll learn spectacles. Laser pistols. Both of those are not very good. Well, that was a swing and a miss is what that was. Let's go talk to Q Girl. Kenny says, and I got to go for now. Like last night. Hope I can come back later. Well, thanks for joining when you could, Kenny. Hopefully I see you in a little bit. We'll probably be streaming for another 2 hours roughly, so might see you in a bit. Enjoy your time away. Barathrum asked me to deliver blueprints to Pax Klank. Thanks for the climber design. Okay. Let's go see what kind of loot we can find over here. If nothing else, I can butcher these guys for their cybernetics. Hyper tractor, that'll be good. You know, there's a lot of money laying here, so if we can ever find the loot that we actually want, that would be fantastic. We've had pretty good luck this game. I can't complain. It's been really, really good. Hyper tractor's worth a lot of money, but it's super heavy. What else we got? Some kind of armor, probably. Yeah, Fullerite boots, just drop those. Resonance grenades, Eigen rifle, and freeze ray. Wow, that's a bunch of heavy loot. We can learn this. Actually, can I mod my shield right now with Willowy? That would be good. I can. Let's do it. We save some weight. How heavy is this? 6 pounds. Takes a 5-bit. Not worth. What else is heavy? Can't mod that. Could mod these. How heavy are these? Probably not very. 15 pounds, wow. What's it take? A 7-bit. I only got 2 of them. Nah. What are we over? 26 pounds. My God. Well, put a sword on the ground for now. I could disassemble Freeze Ray to get a 5-bit. That could be worth more than the money that comes out of it in some sense. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. I'm too heavy. Just too much stuff. Drop these star apples. They're a pound a piece. I might just leave this here. Let's just drop it. See what else we got laying around. So a bunch of steel items, carbine or carbide armor. Here's another corpse. I butcher the grounding shunts, the grafted mirror arm, the optical bioscanner. Did I butcher anything out of this other one? Doesn't look like it. Freeze grenade, fullerite plate mail, Eigen rifle, and I'm too heavy, of course. Dilute luminous grafted mirror arm. This could actually be useful. Gain an extra throwing slot. So I could put like EMP in one slot and plasma grenades in the other, for instance, which would do everything we need when we need it all at once, and then you're shooting the flamethrower at the same time. So maybe we end up using this actually. What are we dropping for now? One of the Eigen rifles, probably. The heavy one? Sure. Yeah, we don't need chain pistol anymore either. Let's throw that on the ground. Good enough. Okay, so decent loot there. There's some more to be had, of course. Somewhere in there, Aloysius's body was there. He doesn't have any loot on him, though, usually, I don't think. Certainly not good loot. Okay, let's use the inspired buff, shall we? Just to burn it off. So I've been making recipes based on fire ant gastro paste. And I've got the one I want, which is whenever you do fire damage, you have a chance to heal to full. It's like 10% of the time. But I might mix it with something else just to see if we can get some other tricky recipe. Beetle jerky, maybe we could get the same one. And should we throw one more thing in there? Something like star apple jam for good measure. Let's see what we get. Pyrokinesis, we don't care about that. Whenever you use a salve or rubinostrum, you get max HP. Whenever you take damage, there's a chance to toast an area with pyrokinesis. Kind of interesting. And this is max HP and pyrokinesis and saves. So none of these are any good. We'll just take that one. I'm never going to use it. Okay, shall we go back to the mushroom forest and move the PAX Klank mission along? What I'm thinking is that if we can finish Tomb of the Eaters relatively soon, we'll get another floating nearby slot, which will be useful. Because we'll get the item that you get for completing that as well, which gives us a bunch of saves. And since we have the high power magnet mod, we might put in our gas tumbler once we get it, make it float nearby. The other thing I'm thinking about right now is, should we go for Tinker 3? And I think the answer is yes. So Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to use a polygel. Excuse me. We're going to apply that to the Eater's Nectar Injector. We need to use 2 of those injectors. So the question is, do we want to have a spare one for later if we need it? Or are we just going to be done with Eater's Nectar Injectors? I think the Metamorphic Polygel is much less rare than the Eater's Nectar Injector, so let's go ahead and use it. I'd like to keep one of these in stock at all times, just in case something comes up, or I don't know, if we have a bunch of polygels that we want to use on something, we can get stats out of it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. There's one attribute. We'll put it in intelligence. Base intelligence is 27, going up to 28. Hey, Lone Aristocrat, welcome back to the stream. They say, I love Tomb of the Eaters, almost exclusively for the access to chiral rings. Yeah. I've used them before, and I have mixed opinions on them, I guess I'll say. Why don't you tell us why you like them so much? Because to me, personally, I feel like giving up 3 floating nearby slots, which I think is what it costs, kind of isn't worth it. That's where I stand on it. Tell me why I'm wrong. I'd love to hear it. And it's not just 3 floating nearbys, right? It's that you also have to use the slot, the body slot, for a magnetic core, right? So you get the 3rd slot in the first place. So it takes up this slot and it takes all 3 floating slots. So it has to be really, really good. And I've just been a little disappointed on it, I think. One more in int takes me up to 29. 758 SP, and we'll get Tinker 3 with that. All right, Space Inverter can be kind of fun. Palladium Mesh Tabard. I have to look up what that does. So it weighs 9 pounds. When equipped and powered, it provides 30 units of compute power to the local lattice. So if we were a compute power build, which we're not, this would be very useful. However, I don't actually know of anything right now that compute power does for us. So the Space Inverter just switches spots with you and the target, right? Yeah. Which could be fun. And then Morphogenetic, sorry, is a mod that dazes all creatures of the same species as your target in the zone, which I think we could put on our flamethrower or spacer pistol. Is that interesting? It's kind of interesting. Oh, and interestingly, it actually relies on compute power as well. Yeah, if you have more compute power, it goes against your the willpower save roll on Morphogenic, so they can resist it, and more compute power gives you more power against their willpower, basically. Interesting. I'm not stoked on any of these options. Aristocrat says, though accessing the slime glands mutation from G. Gonian is also rather fun for tibular hydrojets and hook and drag. Oh, I bet, right? Because you can make slime and then hydrojet around on it for extra hook and drag damage. I like that idea. Very cool. They also say, to answer the other question, I guess I don't really think of things in terms of being strong or not. That's fair. Most of the time, I'm able to overcome game obstacles with whatever tools I'm given to me. Chiral rings aren't the best objective. Yeah, well, yeah, I get you. He says they're fun enough and good enough in many situations. Yeah, I understand. I mean, at the point that you can equip chiral rings, you don't need that much extra power, right? Truth be told. And, you know, even on my own streams, I live streamed a game where I took no mutations, no cybernetics, and only used things we found, right? So you can beat this game with really basic equipment. No question about it. And thematically, the chiral rings are very cool. So I'm with you there. I didn't know if you were making a, you know, optimal argument or a it's cool argument, and either one is equally valid. That's fine. So I think we're going to go with morphogenic, and maybe we'll look at putting that on something. Whatever. Doesn't really matter, right? What we're doing here with Tinker 3 is learning the high energy thermocask recipe, as well as Plasma Grenade 3, which I don't know if we'll use. It's kind of expensive, especially since we have the Spazzer rifle now. So we'll learn this, and we'll learn these as well. Currently have the regular thermocask with an antimatter cell in it, so we'll pull that out. And where am I standing? In a safe spot. Yeah. All of a sudden I was like, am I in a safe place to remove my armor? I am. There we go. For some reason, I find that difficult to hit. So we're looking for armor. We're doing high energy thermocask. Oh, it doesn't give an extra AV. I thought it did. It's probably because I usually mod this with reinforced. So, yep, we'll go ahead and make that. Neat. And we don't have jacked yet, so we'll keep using this cell. What can we mod it with? Willowy, which might be good. It's currently 41 pounds, so that wouldn't be a bad idea. What does overloaded do for this? I'm not actually sure. Oh, it says down here. After mod. Increases performance, consumes extra charge. Yes, it doesn't say exactly. Increases performance is generic to overloaded. So I don't know if it messes around with these. Could be interesting. We could get electromagnetic shielding as well. Let's go willowy first. EMP shielding costs an 8-bit, so I think we will do that. I've got one, a 5-bit and an 8-bit. Aristocrat says, I mean, fair. Though, honestly, I kind of do both, I guess. Yeah, you want some kind of balance, right? Between this is fun and cool and it's good enough to beat the game, basically, right? They say, I take something with seemingly limited utility, like the hydrojets, and find a way to make it a lot stronger. And yeah, like you're saying, getting slime glands will do that. Put it with hook and drag and just drag enemies all around the screen. Very fun. I've seen people fighting the Gershneplum with hook and drag plus what, like rocket skates or something like that. So it's kind of the same idea. They say same principle with fire suppression system. Having it installed actually allows you to use blaze injectors and generalized performance and boost tonics. I read that poorly, but yeah, you get the all the benefits and none of the downsides basically, right? Because you can't be put on fire, which is pretty cool. You know, it's interesting. I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff very often. Like the closest thing to that I do is put jacked on good stuff, right? I put jacked on my floating nearby items and my whatever, all my gear, and then I shoot things for free and I have a permanent up shield, like which is much more in the optimized category than it is in, weird and fun. But I get what you're saying. I need to make a hook and drag build. And I like your idea for one. It's it's both good and it looks cool, right? Like I've seen videos of people just like flying around the screen, decapitating or at least dismembering enemies multiple times in their turns. It looks very fun. Okay, so I'm overweight and I have a bunch of loot on me. So is there a way for me to get out of here? Um, what does this weigh? Just out of curiosity. It went down to 11 pounds from 41, so that's a pretty good cut. I could just throw something on the ground, like the thermocask, and just know that there's a bunch of loot here that I need to come back and get. I think I'll do that. Drop. And let's go ahead. I think we're going to pop over to Stilt Ground first, because at least there is a jeweler over there who can sell me some stuff. to get some weight off my back. Aristocrat says, I mean, that's totally fair. I just like making stuff work. I've always loved underdogs. It's why I got so invested in Truekin in the first place. Yeah, me too, to be totally honest. Like at first I thought they were underdogs. I'll argue against the thought that they are nowadays. I think they're better. But I got into them, like you say, because nobody played them ever, right? They're always like mutants better. It's easier. You get benefits right off the bat and so on and so forth. And, you know, I actually think Truekin is quite a lot stronger, both based on the increase in stats they get from right off the bat, right? The increase in SP, the cybernetics are just cooler in general and more powerful, right? Like you can get a lot. There are some mutations. Let me put it this way. There are some mutations which are really strong, but I feel like we've all probably done them enough that they've lost their novelty. Whereas people maybe haven't tried the cybernetics as often or as much. And so there's a lot of novelty still there and a lot of things like what you're talking about where you can mix and match cybernetics with mutations, which do interesting and novel things. And it's a much less explored, certainly for me, but I think for the community, a much less explored area to mix and match stuff like that. But it comes up with, it creates really powerful builds. And in my case, the build that I'm going for, it's one of the most powerful builds in the game. And I do think it works better on Truekin. It can be done with Mutant, of course. But like getting large hands or giant hands to carry rifles instead of pistols is just better, for example. And, is there anything else here that we're really using that we need? Well, this power core, right, the power plant, is strictly better than generating your own electric charge via that mutation. It's easier to get online. You don't have to level it up, right? Like there are direct advantages to being Truekin that I really appreciate. Now, I'm sure there's an argument to be had there, and people like their mutants as well, but I'm a big fan of Truekin. Took me a while to get to that point, Truekin requires you to know more about the game, I think. Know where everything is, where you can get cybernetics, where you can get credit wedges, all that stuff. But once you do, well, you can basically guarantee a build, right? Whereas mutants are more RNG heavy throughout the game. That's the other downside. Whereas you can essentially guarantee that you get all the stuff you need for Truekin every game. Let's not trade these. Let's trade things that weigh weight. So I like that. I think that makes them stronger as well. Consistency, like in terms of just trying to win the game, consistency means something. And so the Truekin being more consistent, in my mind, makes it stronger in some ways. God, none of these guys are selling anything worth my money. Look at this, 750, 600, 800, and nobody's got anything of any value. Not sure what we're going to do about all that. I think we'll trade the books over here to Shiba. Just use that for XP probably. Not quite to level 28. We're getting close though. Aristocrat says, people like mutants because they are more accessible. Though I guess that's what the implant wiki pages are for. I hate that I've had to do this, though at least I'm having a positive impact. Yeah, by accessible, you mean... Like, I'm trying to figure out what you mean by accessible in the sense that the wiki pages made mutations more accessible. Just that they were more filled out before, I guess, because more people played them, and so they went to the wiki and filled out the pages probably. And so like less was known early on about Truekin and cybernetics. And you're expanding on that, so that's helpful to people, makes it more accessible. I believe that's part of it, because the cybernetics, yeah, more info available, exactly. So, they are in some ways more complex, and there's certainly things about them that aren't immediately obvious. Combinations you can do, and like, what is compute power and stuff like that isn't immediately obvious. These guys still haven't restocked, annoyingly. Buy some 6-bit? Sure. Somebody's got to sell me something, right? Yeah, and I also think, when this game was new and people were just getting into it, the thing that stood out and made it so different um, was the mutants, right? The fact that you could make a 7-armed and 3-legged, 2-headed mutant with crazy abilities and psychic powers and stuff, right? And that's what made Caves of Cud stand out so much, I think. Certainly it did to me and grabbed my attention because no other traditional roguelike did that at the time. Even now, I mean, I guess I can't really name another one that does anything like that. Certainly Cud is the best, you know. Somebody will come up with an example, but Cud certainly does it the best, right? And so that's part of it. That's what drew a lot of people in, probably. And so, yeah, of course they're going to play that. And by comparison, playing the cyborg is less interesting, probably, because there are several other games where you can play a cyborg or a robot or something similar, right? Maybe I'll get this other spacer rifle. I could see using 2 of these. That's kind of the idea with big hands. And at the very least, it lets me get rid of this stuff. So we'll do that. But yeah, I have personally found quite a lot of interest in my own videos about Truekin, right? Like for a while there, my how to play the Truekin video guide was one of my best videos. And a lot of people saying, it helped them get into Truekin and things like that. So like even up till recently, there are more people that were being introduced to it just recently. So, I'm happy with that. Now, of course, even the people that are doing Truekin, a lot of them know about the Punchkin build and maybe the multi gun build, right, where you use 4 guns or whatever in your giant hands, the gunkin, traditional gunkin. But this heavy gunkin with the flamethrower, that's my pick for the best option, and I don't see very many people running it yet. So hopefully, I'm helping in just a little bit, in a small way. All right, I guess we'll get rid of some gemstones now. Probably some of these too. I'm just trying to free up as much weight as possible, and we're out of things that are heavy. I want to keep my oil, of course. That'll do. Okay, so I think we're just going to do this. The pistol is pretty cool, but now that we have temporal fugue on another item, we don't need this rep with pariahs, so I don't think we need this anymore. So we'll just go double spacer rifle with nuclear cells plus flamethrower. So this is going to be a sick build. Aristocrat says, honestly, I can't tell you how happy the increased community engagement concerning Truekin has been to me. It used to be so bad a couple years ago. I'm right there with you. And again, I said this yesterday, but you working on the wiki and people working on the wiki in general is very much appreciated and is part of the reason that people find these traditional roguelikes so accessible is when there's a good wiki and good information there, along with having a good community, right? All those things together really is what does it. We'll pop up to Ezra, and hopefully they've restocked, but I doubt they have. And if nothing's here, we'll head over to the Mushroom Forest and progress the storyline. Yeah, nothing for me to buy. That's fine. Let's pop on our flying boots for the time being. And we'll teleport back to Freehold. And then we'll fly over to the Mushroom Forest. Still starting up, okay? Past turns. Fly. Here we go. So as you can see, this historic site is where we just were at the beginning of this video, in the middle of the Mushroom Woods. We'll investigate all things we find in the lake, because one of the locations in this lake is going to be a Gersh Nephilim, which we'll be fighting first, actually. This one is one of the frog people. Savardum, 3600 XP. We're just going to take off. We'll take that XP and run. Aristocrat says, I feel you in wanting more build diversity. I'm a huge fan of non-Punchkin melee personally. Yeah, me too. I don't like melee in general. Punchkin's cool, but meh. They say, I wish more people would give it a chance. 7 two-handed weapons at once can be an absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. Two-handed axes, for example. Just wield a bunch of those or whatever, right? At that point, it doesn't matter what you're wielding. Let's take a peek around here. This is this a T7 zone? I think it is. No luck, though. Okay, we're just going to go right up the middle here. Immediately lost our way, which is fine. Okay, we've been there before. At least we're not lost, so we can escape. No, we can't. You can't fly away from these places. We're just going to go north. Hope for the best. We do have perfect flight. So, should be okay unless we go up against something like a lava. Dude. Hey, we found it. Level 28. I don't think we need any. We have 600 SP. I forgot to even use the rest of it. I don't even know. We're not gonna do this right now. We have a bunch of SP to spend. Let's go find Klank first. So just looking around for the flesh of the gods, of course. Of course. Spores again. Luckily, we don't have itchy skin. That was good fortune. I've already got infected once this game. Let's not do it again. Okay, well, that's weird. Why is there eater's flesh just laying here? Here we go. Here's the corpse. I do want to get the corpse because there's a 3-cent wedge on there. Along with a book and... Is that it? Yeah, that's it. We'll just grab a second flesh for good measure. Don't want to run out. Okay, here we go. Just follow the golden road. Welcome new people to the stream. We are done with the invasion quest. We just finished that up. We've checked all our vendors and now we're on to, as you can probably tell, the Klank quest. We will quickly finish this. And then, you know, we might just go straight into Tomb of the Eaters, actually. We're absolutely stacked in terms of defensive and offensive weapons. So we could just go clear that out and get the extra slot. We got a, what is that, cider? Okay, that's not too scary if they're mono sludges. They are. Let's test out our new weapons. One shot. I don't think these guys can do anything to me, right? They don't like disarm you or anything like that. I'm probably more likely to hurt myself with my Spazzer rifle. Oh yeah, I am taking a tiny bit of damage once in a while. There's Pax Clank's house. So, let's see. Unfortunately, my light is coming from this dagger. That's something I ought to look at fixing. It's unfortunate because when I do this, I'm not going to be able to see. Oh, except that it's daytime. Lucky me. Hey, Pax, how you doing? I'm here to collect a debt. Where am I going to have him puff on me? Probably the face. I don't need that armor right now. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, I have good stuff in every other slot. I actually haven't found a good face item the whole game. So we'll do that. Let's see, are you worth befriending? Admired by mollusks and equines. Sure, let's do it. Favored by fungi. Mollusks still hate us. Horses are good with us. What can you tell me? I'm not sure what kind of secrets you give. Let's find out. Oh, fungal forest, of course. Do we care about fungal forests? I don't think we do. What I'd really like is a rust well or a rust bog, because rust bogs have secrets for us. Might as well get 2 of them though anyway. Okay, let's pour it out of here. Back to Great Gate. Sweet. Easy quest is easy, unless it's not. Sometimes that quest can be one of the harder ones in the game. But when it's not, it's pretty simple. There's the quantum moat. And there's the next quest. So the quantum moat is probably what we'll put in our next floating nearby slot for the time being. Aristocrat says, what I've sometimes done is install the equipment rack and then have him puff on the extra back slot. That's clever. All you need to do then is uninstall the implants permanently and get rid of the fungal infections. Yeah, very clever. I like that idea. All I had was this painted Ishkari Sunveil this whole game. This is like the best face slot item I've found. It's not like I've been trying to decapitate faces or you know, wear somebody's face. But yeah, kind of bad luck on that. Whatever. Let's see what the quest is for it to get rid of it. Okay, Almond Porch, easy. Ringmail, probably easy. Unshelled Reptiles, Golgotha, Silver Rondure, and Gersh. Okay, well, we can do these real quick. Golgotha and Almond Porch is quite easy. Unshelled Reptiles, I can probably wander around the salt marshes for that. And then a random Ringmail, should be easy enough to find. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to pass turns real quick. I am hungry. So we're going to pass turns to get rid of the shimmering debuff, which reduces our quickness. So we don't like that. We're just going to eat porridge real quick. I'm going to wait for 3,000 turns, and I'm going to go to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. So bear with me while we get rid of the shimmering debuff. All right, thanks for your patience. Looks like we got rid of it. And we're hungry again. We're also inspired. What can we cook with? Let's mix it up. I've got a bunch of recipes, and I've got the one I want from the fire ant paste. So let's go spark tick plasma. Plasma, yeah. Let's mix this with the fire ant paste actually, and see if we can't get like on fire damage you do electrical damage. That might be fun. Look at that. There it is. Whenever you do fire damage, there's a 10% chance to release electrical discharge at level 5 or 6. Whenever you do electric damage, there's a 25% chance to gain heat resist. No thanks. Yeah, let's do this. Kind of neat. In case we go up against some robots we don't like. That would, you know, traditionally that would do a lot of damage to them. I don't think anything's going to stand up to us at this point. Flamethrower plus high energy thermocask plus double spacer rifles. Sorry about that background noise. There's an airplane. But yeah, the damage that comes from that much fire, that much heat is just huge. So, okay, that requires 5 credits. So we don't have that. For the time being, let's go ahead and store that in here. What else can we store? Something, right? Get all our heavy stuff out of here. Do we have anything heavy? Where is all our weight coming from? Huh. Is it just this oil that's so heavy? I guess. I don't see anything here that's super heavy on its own. Oh, we could store this. Quantum mote, we'll store that for a bit. How heavy are we? Yeah, we're at 265. We only have 1 book. Where's all the weight coming from? It's the oil. Mostly oil. And the gear. Like, all of our loot's pretty heavy, actually. Let's go around. Let's collect all of our expensive loot that's laying on the ground real quick. Throw it in here. Make sure we don't lose it. And then we're going to go over to the Tomb of the Eaters. That's good enough on the floor there. I'll remember where it's at. Do we want to get rid of this real quick? We could get rid of this. Probably pretty quickly. Okay, side quest. Let's go get rid of that quick. And let's go Stilt Grounds. Aristocrat says cherubs might pose a problem, though that's what forcibly injecting them with Hulk honey is for. One of the easier ways to rapidly kill super tanky enemies. Yep, I like that idea. That's pretty clever. I'm not too worried about cherubs. The same thing that works on Gersh Nephilim will work on cherubs, which is hit them with EMP and then coat them in plasma and then burn them down. And they'll evaporate probably in 7 turns or so, given my experience. Unless they've got something really crazy, some kind of crazy buff, it'll be fine. Unless I'm misremembering for some reason, but I don't think the cherubs are any harder than the Gersh. Hey! Whoa, why are you attacking me? I thought we were friends. You're not a Bartholomew, you are a bear. Right, okay. Loved by bears, hated by these villagers. He's got helping hands on him? Ooh. Well, that's at least worth money. Okay, well, let's kill you. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sprint this direction. I'm just going to pop Temporal Fugue. And let them do my dirty work for me. Look at that. Did they die just that quick? Disgusting. Where'd they go? Oh, he's down here. He ran away. There we go. I one-shot him. My allies must have killed all his friends though, right? So I picked up the helping hands along with some ashes randomly. So we'll drop that. Yeah, look at these. Great find. Now, am I right to think you just drop them in here like that? Nice. Oh, that's cool. Do I want that over this? Definitely. That was a good find. So what are we putting in our hands? We could put a pick, right? So it solves that problem. I don't currently have anything good to put in any of these slots. So I'm going to take it off for now because it reduces the AV from my gloves. But this is cool. I'll find something to use this with. Okay, what we're actually doing here is looking for one of the Dawn Gliders so we can puff spores on them. Which I thought would be pretty quick. Usually, it's pretty easy to find a Dawn Glider. Gigantic salve injector. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen a gigantic salve injector, or injector of any kind. There's some. Let's check heat resist real quick. It's at 90, oh, 96 cold res, 60 heat res. Almost immune to cold. Crazy. So we're just going to kill one of these guys. Maybe? Never mind. We'll just puff on him from here. Fugue. Why are my guys killing them? Ooh, I'm realizing a dangerous mistake I've just made. Wowzers. Yeah, okay, I just about screwed up. I about killed myself right there. Let's use Luminous Horseshoe. When you're coated in plasma and you catch on fire, you don't naturally, run out of being on fire. So let's not rip randomly. Okay, so that's one of those. We're going to head over to Golgotha. Puff spores here. I got in a hurry, just started clicking in a rush, and just about ripped. Which is one of the problems with using the spacer rifles all the time, rather than just on bosses. It's not exactly the safest of builds, no doubt about it. Where are we going? We're going back up to the stilt to find a chainmail, hopefully. What is this? Turbine. Somebody throwing grenades at me, and we got a unique over here. A tumbling pariah. Curious. Ooh, a salt hopper. Did he just explode? Yeah. Well, all right then. I guess I won't go talk to you. Let's see. There's a couple of armorers here, so let's just find those real quick. Hopefully we find a silver rondure is what we're looking for, or chainmail. All right, let's just double check that. Silver rondure, a ringmail, and almond porch. So either one of those items, and then we'll head over to almond porch and we'll finish it up. So looking for armor. Nothing at the haberdasher. Oh, is that guy a Gersh right over there? Gersh faction? No chain there. This guy's Gersh, isn't he? He's a Gersh worm. I'm not sure what faction he is. I also don't particularly want to puff spores in this region if I can help it. Do I have any other armorers? I don't believe so. Oh, you know what I do have, though, come to think of it, is that I picked up a Reshef secret. Earlier, so we can go turn that in real quick. What's it going to be? 12,500 XP. Man, that's a big chunk of health. Very nice. Okay, where else could we go to get ring mail? It's a little awkward because there's only one armorer in my game. We got some Dromad merchants. Ugh. Okay, let's just leave here. This guy has Gersh rep, but he's not a Gersh faction guy. Caravan here. Come on, ringmail. No luck. Can't go to the starting village. I've made enemies of them. I do have this trader Glowpad, though. Seems like he could have spawned with it, but did not. No dice. Okay, let's go to Yurd, I guess. There's a small chance one of these guys spawns with it, maybe. Right? Somebody here? Don't think I want any of these. You know, one thing I haven't done, I haven't gone and got the Spear of Negative Weight. Sphere of Negative Weight, sorry. Which I could do. There's Six-Fingered. I might pick that up. Whoops. See if I can throw that on here real quick. Takes a 7-bit. I do not have a 7-bit for +1 agility. At some point, I'll do that. Any thoughts? Anybody know where to find an easy ringmail or silver rayure? I think it's just random, basically, other than the armor merchants, but they didn't have them, so Tilly, maybe? Shard mail. Tilly's too high level to have that kind of stuff, right? Surely. Well, we'll go up to Ezra. We can at least puff our spores up there, which gives us 3 out of 4. Lone Aristocrat says killing snapjaws in the hills and canyons, maybe. That's not a bad idea. Takes a little more focus, maybe, but hey, metamorphic polygel. I'm up here running around with no money on me, I think, right? I've got a little bit. What do we have in this? But really what we want to sell is our heavy stuff that's back at Gridgate. What do we need? 140? Interesting. Let's sell the thing wrapped in kelp. What else can I give? Skulk? Another 60. Cool, that'll do. Nice. Another polygel for the collection. Okay, well, maybe we'll do that. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and progress this quest line. So it's // greater than. Go ahead and tattoo this on my face, as I usually do. Go // greater than // Cool. So we're ready for the Eaters, Tomb of the Eaters quest anytime now. I'd like to get rid of Pax Klank first, if I'm honest. It's not that big of a deal to not have this, but it does give me some fire res, which is relevant, as you've seen. 10 extra fire res. Should we just go for it anyway? I don't think it matters. We'll come sort it out later. I think we have enough oil and everything. This looks fine. 46 water is good enough. Hey, Mitch Hepberg. I had so much fun with my turtle build. I got 100% heat and cold resist, and then I had level 2 or 3 tinker. I had maxed out freeze grenades that I could detonate in close quarters. That would be fun. Yeah, perma-freeze Galgals. And then if you have something like corrosive gas or other AoE to go along with that for damage, would be very, very good. I like that idea. Can I not learn that? Oh, I already know it. I bought it and I already know it. Womp womp. Never been to the Moonstair or finished the game, though, says Mitch. Well, you ought to. We're going to do the Moonstair quest in this game to help with the Golem quest. There's an option to do that quest over there with the Tree of Life, and we'll be doing that in this live stream. Not today. Probably tomorrow at this rate. Mitch says, I get too scared to play the game. Well, if you are a nearly invincible turtle, what are you afraid of? Aristocrat says, Anchor Spikes is the best Galgal counter. Not gonna lie. Yeah, good point. Can't be knocked down, right? Or at least can't be moved, but I think it works for knockdown as well. I think I might just quickly go back to Gritgate and drop some stuff off so we have more carry weight. And then we'll come back and we'll do the Tomb of Eaters quest. So I've got these helping hands. We're not going to use those right now. Sun Veil, sure. I'm going to take my flying boots because I like using the flying boots on the second floor of the tomb. It prevents fall damage. Mitch says, had another crazy build ended by a Psy Blunt permastun. Game over. Womp womp. Yeah, permastun will get you. It's a real issue. I just about died earlier to sleep grenades at one point. It's been 2 days ago now, 2 streams ago. Went down the stairs, a bunch of sleep gas was waiting for me down there. Knocked me out cold while I was surrounded by enemies. Hey, there's Jacked Mod. Hooray. Just in time, too. Yeah, dangerous stuff. Sleep and stun. Very dangerous. Okay, now we're in business. So, it's only 60. Here, take my silver nugget. Let's get crafting, shall we? We've been looking for this all game long. So, first thing we're going to do is Force Bracelet. So that we can permanently turn it on. It requires a 4-bit and a 5-bit. Okay. We want to jack these Spazzer rifles, probably. Which is a 4-bit and a 7-bit. Okay, so we need 3 4-bits, a 5-bit, and 2 7-bits. Is that right? Yeah. And then we might mod this as well. So I need 4 4-bits, a 5-bit, and a 7-bit. Let's see if we can get those. Nope, not from this guy. Who else has bits? Aristocrat says, Metastat module loaded with shade oil can save you from permastun. Since the implant applies the tonic, it allows you to phase out even while otherwise incapacitated. Good tip. I like it. It can also auto-apply heals and things like that, just in case you take too much damage. Cool. Good tip. I guess we'll pop back over to Yurd and see if anybody wants to sell me some bits. I guess I could also look. Can I disassemble anything to get those bits? I want these. Yeah, none of that. Okay, well, let's see if we can buy it. I'm just reading chat here. I found so much cyber gear. Their stuff looked sexy. Aristocrat says, fair. I'm the opposite. Haven't played Mutant much really at all. Interesting. Most people get involved in the game. Like I was saying earlier, I believe at least that most people get into the game playing Mutant first and mostly. Which is why I play so much Trukin. Mix things up a little bit. So here's a 7-bit, but that's way too expensive. Here's a 4-bit, just one. Here's a 4-bit, but that's too expensive. What else we got? Not much. Okay, well, take my tattoo gun. I should have brought some of the stuff I want to sell along with me. I didn't bring anything. Close enough for now. Let's go back to Gritgate and get that loot out of the chest that I left back there. Maybe also I could disassemble these things. So hologram bracelet has a 4-bit. That's fine. I'll disassemble that. I'm not going to use this anymore, probably. Old thermocask. Let's just sell that. I could disassemble it, but I don't think I'm going to. And then I've got a freeze ray over here. And what else? Oh, there's the freeze ray. Wasn't it? Did I auto pick it up? Where'd that freeze ray go? Am I blind? Did I pick up a freeze ray? You passed by a freeze ray. Where? Somewhere laying here, I guess. Right there? Yep, nice. Okay. Freeze ray can disassemble into a 4 and 5-bit. Hopefully I get both of them. I did? Very nice. So that's our 5-bit that we needed. Aristocrat, sorry, there are random implant tips. Oh, he says, sorry, are the random implant tips annoying? No, they're not. I think probably the viewers like to know tips like this. I certainly do. You know, I knew that Metastat would apply a healing tonic or a blaze tonic if you got frozen. I did not know it would stop permastun from happening. That's cool. That's good to know. So, no, I appreciate that. And this is a stream that doesn't care about spoilers. Like everybody knows that, or they should know, I play all the way through the game and I show everything. And so you don't come here to have spoilers hidden from you. So go right ahead. As far as I'm concerned, I appreciate the interaction, if nothing else. Mitch says, I found the Metastat mod tip to be crazy wild. Never heard of a counter to permastun, insta-death. Yeah, exactly. Aristocrat, I just feel obligated to share tips whenever people talk about implants I haven't completed the page for yet. You're treating it like your baby, huh? Got to get as much info out there as possible after all. Yeah, no, I think encouraging people to play Trukin as well is a good thing. Okay, let's take a look. At least we can mod this with Jacked. And then probably we can mod this. Yes. Takes an 8-bit and a 4-bit. So let's do that. And then these guys, they take a 7-bit and a 5-bit, which I don't have. They're also, oh, that's electromagnetic, which I should get. This is a 4-bit and a 7-bit. So probably we'll do the jacked first, and then we'll eventually get EMP shielding. At least one of these needs EMP shielding. Very, very important for the end game. Don't need it right now. Spoiler, I live in your walls, says Mitch. Pax Clank equals Max Planck. Indeed, the physicist. The physicist mushroom makes sense. Okay, let's go do Tomb of the Eater, shall we? I'm going to get rid of my heavy items once more. I know there's been a lot of inventory management here, but we're almost done with that part. And then we're going to move on. Do some more fighting. So I'm just going to very quickly check to see if that guy restocked. He did not. So now we'll go up and do Tomb of the Eaters. Now, real question is, do I actually want to use Spazzer rifles in here? And I think the answer is probably no. These are really for the in-game bosses. It's just totally overkill right now. And it's more of a danger to me than anything. So, I think we're going to take them off. Got enough oil. Should be good. Sorry about the background noise. 1 second. Okay. All good. Here we go. Aristocrat saying, this is a fun chat. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody's contributions to making it so. Now watch me rip. No, hopefully not. We have everything we need. Should be pretty cruisy. There's inspiration. We might go ahead and cook something. Use one of our recipes, though. Probably won't use the inspired buff. Mitch says, spoilers, I got scared of Cud and ran back to Stardew Valley. All good, mate. Sometimes we've got to have a little break from the difficult games, right? For me, Cud is that game, right? This is the game I play when I was having too much trouble on other games like Tome, Madness, difficulty. I died on that and I said, I need a little break. Let's go over and beat Cud the hard way. So let's see. We want... Whenever you deal fire damage, there's a chance to heal, maybe? I think so. Let's do that. Cool, here we go. Now, the last couple of times I've had really good luck with teleporters being right inside the gate here. Let's see if we can do it again. No such luck. In fact, we're in a closed-off area. Hello, turret guy. Dynamic turret tinker. Why did I pop a force bracelet? I didn't turn that on. Weird. Is there an Esper somewhere? Was that guy an Esper? It happened again. What's happening? Game? There's got to be an Esper. Yeah, here he is. Wraith Knight, though. That's awkward. Okay. As soon as the shield goes away, I'm going to pop my own shield. I'm not sure why I have a shield on me. Can I shoot out of this? Probably not. No. Can I pop my own force bracelet? Yes, but I still can't move. Okay. This is awkward. Still can't shoot him. What can I do? Temporal fugue. What else? I'm just like standing here. I'm stuck. I could teleport out, I guess. Like worst comes to worst. Oh, phase adaptive scope. Hello. That should work, right? Yes. Nice. Okay, now we've got the Wraith Knight. And I can move. Okay. So Wraith Knight is a problem. Right? I think he can walk through my shield. So somehow I got to get around him. Yeah. So he walks through my shield and does damage, but I, of course, can't hurt him. So I guess we'll sprint backwards and then just find an opening to go around him. Kind of awkward. Yeah, he faces through walls too, so he doesn't like care about anything here, does he? Mitch says, my build was super noob friendly. Turtle shell for high AV, enhanced hearing for good awareness. That's a good build. And then, like you say, you get lots of resistances and you're pretty tanky. I need something like teleport. Would be really good. What else could I do? Does anybody know, does EMP grenade shut down this dude? Or do I actually have to hit the guy with the phylactery? I'm guessing it's the latter. So I'm just going up here and I'm going to try to like get around him somehow. Ooh, 34 damage. Ugh. Guy. There we go. That's a little unfortunate. It's all right. I'm just slightly faster than him. I've got 102 quickness. So yo, if you're enjoying chat, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate that. I like seeing those numbers go up. Let's try to let this guy not kill us, huh? There's the teleporter. Boy, if I could just get to that, that'd be fantastic. Sprint is offline for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and pop a heal because I don't want this guy messing me up. Freaking Eigen rifle up there. There we go. Good enough. We're out of here. What a pain that was. Almost dangerous. Now here we're going to pop on our flying boots. And yes, I know that we are inside and we have a ceiling on over our head. But if you pop flying while you're on the conveyor belts, you don't get pushed. And if you do get pushed into a hole, you don't die. So it only works for a few turns, but it's long enough to save your life. So highly recommend flying boots. Let's turn them on right now and I'll try to show what I'm talking about. They're still starting up. Okay, that's fine. Bell tolls and 280. We're going to reset this actually. So I have my full time. So we are flying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we still flying? I think we are. Yeah, see, so maybe it's turns of movement. Still flying, still flying. So, right, it's at least a number of turns. And if you see, I'm on the conveyor belt and I just pass turns. I stay in one place. So if you're finding this area difficult, flying boots will help. Still flying. Maybe we'll just go this way. Oh no, you got to carve through the wall, don't you? Okay. Should I go get those cybernetics credit wedges? I think maybe we will. Okay, the bell just tolled. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to take shield off, put on the pick. The other thing flying boots allow you to do is to step on the lava. Don't they? Game? Oh, I'm not flying anymore. Okay, let's fly. So you can step over the lava and not get lava on your boots. Which, let's make sure they're not lava covered. Yeah, we're good. We're still flying. Still flying. I'm moderately sure this is still where we want to be, right? This is where the credits wedges are? Somebody correct me if I'm going the wrong way. What I'm doing feels wrong, but I think is correct. Mitch says, I just remember going through a minorly stressful move, was working hard in the cold, would come home after a hard day's work, boot up CUD, and the intro music would melt my brain. Yeah. I think you said earlier you hadn't been to the Moonstair. Just wait till you get there if you want some music that'll melt your brain. This is outside of the cave. Am I crazy? I swear to you that there are credit wedges here. Hey, level 29. I'm sitting on 750 SP. Wrong way, says Math. Which way do we go? I thought it was behind this area, right? When you go up the stairs, I thought you went to the right and it was back here. We're not worried about spoilers here. Just correct me. Whatever the answer is, let me know. What are we going to do with these extra points? Let's get... What? I don't even know. Like, I'm feeling really strong, and I don't feel like we need any of this stuff. We could get jump. Jump has some uses. A little more DV, sure, why not? It's up from where the stairs are. So you go up one tile and then go to the right, correct? I guess we'll get swift blocking as well, block multiple times a turn. Oh, is it over here? Oh, I thought you had to carve through the wall. It's been a while. Yeah, it's in there, isn't it? Okay. Thanks for that. There's Ida and the Earthling. That's one of my favorite books. If you haven't read this book, I suggest you go into the wiki and read it. It's fantastic stuff. This is one of my favorites right here. Why across the clustered cosmos are mollusk civilizations most common? Ida smiled in patience. You speak mistakenly, but your mistake is cousin to truth. It is correct that when geonauts dredged fossils from the ribbon of endless earths, the shells of the whelk folk are so numerous as to appear prosaic. But their prevalence isn't owed to their dominance, only to the calcium of their shells, which decomposes less quickly than the gelatin of their peers, and the silt of their watery hearths, which gathers in soft eddies and shrouds their remains like a bedcloak. Do well to abide this truth, Earthling. The present is but one vista to the past. Really good stuff. Excellent writing. Absolutely love some of these books, and that's one of my favorites. There's your credit wedges. Anything else here? I don't think so. Kind of a strange space, isn't it? Random control room area here. Is it worth breaking any of this stuff, chat? Like if I break some of these things, can I break all the conveyor belts, for instance? Lone Aristocrat says, do you not use juke? No? Should I be? What is juke under? Would it be tactics? You move one square at no action cost. You may swap squares with a hostile opponent. Cool, I'll use juke. Good call. Let's get death throwing as well. I am throwing grenades once in a while, so we'll get that. Yeah, thanks. Math, you have helped me there. Lone Aristocrat says, Frivolous Lives is my personal favorite. And he says that juke is his favorite skill. Yeah, I mean, getting any action for free, taking no turns, and it's a movement-based one is really good. I should be using that more often. Point conceded. Cooldown of 40, that's pretty good overall. Frivolous Lives. I'm just going to look it up real quick. Make sure I bookmark it. I don't remember that. I'm a big fan of aphorisms on birds. That's another favorite of mine. But I'll read Frivolous Lives later on. All right, moving on. Unless you guys think I should break some of this stuff. Let's try. Let's see if we can shut down the conveyor belts. Doesn't appear to be being damaged by that. Okay, we'll move on. Bell tolls in 140 turns. Ooh. Choking Ash. Gee whiz, what was doing that? Why was there choking ash there? Oh, burning grave moss, of course. Okay, so we just got teleported, and we're going to go now. We are currently flying. This fire does pass through, or have a chance to pass through, unclear, our force field here. We're just running around past all these things. Mitch says, oh, and the grappling gun went unfathomably hard. That's another weapon that I haven't played around with too much. I imagine it can do some funny things. But I am not familiar with the actual play style of it all. Let's see, I'm just being very careful with my movement here. Why is this one not being moved? I guess we'll just go down and push them into there. Hello, you. Okay. Now this is the one I dislike. The crushing zone. And of course, it's even worse when these stupid cupolas sit here and wait on me. Let's just step through this way. Oh, I have a broken shield. We'll reactivate. There we go. We have 180 turns left. Should be enough. Still flying. How bad is this area? Looks like 3. We'll go down here. I could use, I could take flying off to go faster. We have 120 rounds. I'm feeling safe. I'm feeling good on time. Yep, got there. Easy peasy. All right, the hard part is done, I'd say. Certainly with an infinite shield, it's done. This part is quite easy with a shield like this. Mitch says, if I remember correctly, the grappling gun basically provides insane mobility, at least where space permits. Okay, so you basically grappled walls to get across the map quicker, which is a great idea. I like that. See, what I was thinking was like when you have holes like you do in that area we were just in, you could pull enemies into it, for example. But I like the idea of using it for movement. That's really good. Just got confused by the snail, which is super annoying. Not particularly dangerous when you have infinite shield, though. Ugh. Okay, go this way. Just being careful not to push these guys into my force field. And now you could farm up loot here if you wanted to. But I think that I'd rather farm loot elsewhere, to be honest with you. I never really spend much time in these areas. I know you can get some really high tier stuff and brain brine and lots of other good stuff, good options, but Cult of the Coiled Lamb, Holy Commander. Interesting. He doesn't really have any skills or reputations that I want. We could make friends with him though. Let's do. Let's see if he can teach me something interesting, maybe. Oh, I'm flying. Right. He's got a credit wedge. Can you give me your credit wedge? That'd be pretty cool of you. Despised by worms. Oh no. No, I can only ask him to join me. So, do I have any money on me? 640. Well, I could trade him books. Gemstone. Oh yeah, we can do this. Cool. That'll do. All right, moving on. What's your deal? Coiled lamb. Okay. Meanwhile, this guy appears to be shooting me. Why is he hostile? Death Pilgrim. Well... Okay. You can die. Let's go past a few turns and see if he has any good loot. Oh dear. Past too many turns. We now have this guy on us. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he reflects, right? Does he reflect fire? Blue Man, welcome to the stream. He says, why? Why indeed? Crypt Ferret decided to go open this chest. And of course, this guy, instead of being angry at Crypt Ferret, is angry at me because game is very fair. I think we're just going to sprint and run away. We could fight this guy, but feels unnecessary. Oh god. This guy's going to open this one too, isn't he? Get me out of here. The bell doesn't toll for like 120 rounds, yeah. So... Ah, shoot. I just messed up. I pushed into this guy. Wait, let's proselytize him. No? Okay, just burn him down then. Gotcha. Oh no, I didn't. He's still alive. There, he's dead. Burnished Azurum's armor. Excuse me? Okay, I guess we won't go that way. I'm not exactly sure what's over there. I thought that I could get through that wall. Oh, I did it again. I wasn't paying any attention. Come on, Draconius. What are you doing, mate? At least these guys can't really hurt me. Oh, can I juke from here? Nope. Okay. Stop screwing around. I guess we're aiming to go down at this rate. I just couldn't find the opening. It was there all along. Giant honey weep. Okay, don't care about that. Got teleported. Hopefully this is a better location. Looking for stairs, looking for teleporter. There's a sap over there. That's great. There we go. Straight to the stairs. Sometimes you just get lucky. Random Beetle says, bring me 6 Enigma caps and I will give you a splendid vestment. Cool, so now this zone is quite easy by comparison. Because we know we're trying to run all the way to the right and all the way down to the bottom. And our stair will always be there for us. So can we go down here? No. I should have known that because there was glass. Which means we're at the bottom. So if we just keep running right, we're going to find that stairwell. Probably just one more tile. So many ferrets. Oh, and I did it again. Man, I do not like you guys. Not one little bit. He's flaming. Oh, for a second there, I wasn't latched onto. I should have been paying attention to that buff, too. Broke free? Can I move? No, just kidding. There we go, broke free. Run away. It's fine. We don't actually want these fights for any reason. What? Where's our stairway? Is it down here? Yeah, well, there's a teleporter anyway. Which teleports us just over here. And out we go. Pretty easy tomb when you got a permanent shield, to be fair. Now, here's what we're going to do is we're going to program a recoiler for this location. We're not going to fight these guys right now, but we may want to come back later and get the Kestrel face. So we'll make a recoiler, which I have just enough bits to do. And we'll imprint just off of the main screen. Shower of sparks. Oh, it doesn't want me to program this? You used to be able to do this. Is this a chance-based thing? Yes. Cool. Got it. What do we have here? Just for future reference, we've got Icy Beetle Cherubs. Repels gases, 25% chance. Cold resist, ice breath. This is fine. This one's a salt insect, which has willpower and HP. So yeah, we can vaporize these guys easily. Probably could do it now, but I want the gas tumbler. I mean, the one can blow away gas, so if we get gas tumbler, it's going to be pretty unlikely that they survive for very long. So we'll come back. Just 1 second. I was checking my notifications. Anyway, while we do this, how's everybody doing today? Did you see the new Dwarf Fortress update was out? It came a day earlier than I was expecting it for some reason. So I might be looking to play some of that this evening. As far as this playthrough, what we're going to be doing next is completing this quest, going back to Cud, re-becoming, or recoming, and then probably start the Golem quest, basically, and maybe head over to the Tree of Life. Probably not today. I think that'll be the first thing we do tomorrow at this rate. Oh, here we are. Hello, how do I get to Bright Shoal? Entomb me, good sir. And off we go. Anything interesting in here so far? Not particularly, is there? Level 29. We've already done 108,000 turns. Jacked Willowy High Energy Thermocask with EMP shielding is my best item so far. Cool. And off we go. So this is nice because we're going to get an extra floating nearby slot. And so if we can eventually find the gas tumbler, which I'm surprised we still haven't found, we'll slap a magnet on it and put in the floating nearby slot along with our flamethrower. At which point we will have our end game build completed. That's the last item we need at this point. There's 1. There's 2. There we go. If it can be done, return me to Cud. Wish to ascend the spindle myself. I am ready. Something is dazed. I am dazed. Hopefully there's no enemies in this location. So far, so good. Armor and gun first. Oh, that's right. I forgot that my light is coming off my boots as well as my dagger at this point, which is nice. They both have Light manipulation and... Oh, that one doesn't have temporal fugue. This one does have temporal fugue. Cool. All right. All good there. Get some free water. Why not? Didn't mean to take the whole thing. And I think I took it again. Why? Okay, let's pour it out of here. Go ahead and complete this quest at Gritgate. And probably everybody's restocked. Yeah. So we can go around, check our vendors again, see if we can find that gas tumbler. There's a settlement. I just realized I didn't check all the trash in this area. I have returned. I have found Bright Shoal. Yet another metamorphic polygel. I think that's our 5th, maybe 6th so far this game. Tell me more. Let us begin the Golem quest. Talk to you. I don't think I actually need to, right? Yeah, okay. Cool. So we've got that unlocked and we can start gathering things for it. Let's have a look. So last game I used a 0 gel. What are they called? 0 point gel? Something like that. Which gave me extra arms. And then we used an axe and we were a 4-axe or 6-axe cleaving build, depending on how many arms that thing gave me. I forget. I usually do this spawns with random pieces of giant gear. So last time it was good. The time before that it was awful. It's just completely random. We could get move plus 100 move speed, which is really good. But I think the armor is probably the best bet. And then, let's see. Usually I go with a toolkit to get skill points, but maybe something like teleportation would be better. It's one or the other, though. Plus 25% hit points isn't bad. So maybe we'll do that. At the end, before I actually do this, I'll make sure to go through here and mix everything up. Or check everything, I mean. Make sure everything's set right. I don't want either of those. I think you want gel for a catalyst, if I remember correctly. All right, let's go check all our vendors. See if we can find gas tumbler. Or also looking for 4 bits. Fitted with filters. I might grab that. Seems good since we've been having trouble with number of gases this game. Of course, right now we don't have a face mask on because we have fungus on our face instead. This guy I just talked to, right? Yeah, so he has puppeteers, which is interesting. I would be interested in it more if I didn't already have high level temporal fugue. There's handy nuke. It's possible we go towards handy nuke as our in-game build. If we have any trouble with any of the Gersh, which I don't expect, we could always go the handy nuke route. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. What do we have to sell you? Actually, let me run over here to our storage and grab some items out of here. Sell you the thermocask. Quantum moat, we could equip that for now. What else? What else? We may actually use this. And helping hands too. I think I could use. I gotta look for some items that I would use it with. Whoa, that's worth way more than the handy nuke. What else you got? Nothing? That's unfortunate. Well, I guess I can carry the water. Just. Can just carry the water. 415 drams. I can't even store it. Of course not. Well, that's awkward. Will anybody sell me storage devices? Glass bottle? Yes. Who else sells flasks or something? Does this guy? Yep, cool. Try again. Do I have enough? Yep, sweet. So we just have a ton of water now that we're carrying around. Let's see if we can go sell that to somebody else. Handy nuke again. Phase conjugate. Actually, this is what we want, isn't it? With the handy nuke. Because you can toss this and get it to phase opposite of what you are. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Now we've got multiple builds coming together. 6-bit, yeah, we'll take that. Why not? Another couple of thermocasts there. There's a Spazzer pistol. I don't think we want that. So now we'll go up to Ezra. I think we have enough salve injectors, don't we? I've got 8. 8's probably enough. Still not finding anything of any interest, unfortunately. So now what? Stilt grounds, I guess? See if the armorer has that chainmail we need to buff spores on. Or is it ringmail? Is this what we want? I think it is. Let's see. Drop, puff spores. Yep, sweet. Okay, so now we just need to go to Almond Porch and puff spores there, and then the Klank will fall off. That was easy enough. You've got a couple of gemstones. So I've got some swords you can have. Otherwise, just water, right? Is it enough? Oh, now I don't have enough money. How about that? What else can I sell? Book. I guess I'll just take one less gemstone, yeah? Still have 102. Surely I can sell this gemstone, or buy this gemstone and sell some other junk to get there. No, not really. It's really just about having enough water, right? once I walk away from here. That's what we're trying to do. Make sure I have enough to drink once I'm done doing all the trading. Cool. 47, we got all the gems. Sweet. So now we'll go up to Ezra. There we are. And you've got to be at Almond Porch, which I believe is only this tile here, right? Yes. Puff spores. And the Klank falls off. Good deal. Now we'll just go back to Grit Gate and get our face mask back on, and we'll be all set. Cool, there we go. Now, do I have a spot for this grafted mirror arm? Let's just check that real quick. I have 19 credits. I've used all my points. So if I want to install this, what does it cost? 5 license points. However, let's see. I have 4 3-cent wedges. Let's use one of my polygels on a 3-cent wedge. That's always a good thing to do. And so we need to get 5 points. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Install, grafted mirror arm, goes in the left arm. Sweet. So now we have 2 thrown weapon slots, basically. And what we'll do is, I think we're going to throw an EMP Mark II in one of those slots, which we can craft. And we can also craft a Mark II plasma grenade. And so I think every time that we throw an EMP grenade, later on in the game I'm talking, when we go against shielded enemies, things with reflective shielding, like Gersh, we'll throw both of those at once. So it only takes 1 turn. And then we do flamethrower the next turn. So it's not a huge upgrade, but it's a little one. All right, so we're looking good now. Oh, we can put filters on our mask, which will help us with the gases I was talking about. What's that cost? A 1 and a 2 bit? Perfect. I'm actually out of 2 bits now. Note to future self. Let's learn Handy Nuke. Let's learn... Whoops. What happened there? I already know that recipe. Okay, cool. Well, I can sell that then. All right, feeling very strong now. I've got effectively two builds online. If I make these handy nukes, they cost an 8-bit, so I need to pick up some 8-bits whenever I see them to get that online, and then I will phase conjugate them. This explosive shifts phase immediately before detonating. So basically what we do then is we phase out, throw the phase conjugated handy nuke, and it phases back in and explodes, killing my target and not damaging me. So that's cool. If we had more permanent phasing, that would be good, because currently my only phasing is this single shade oil injector. So we need to be buying shade oil injectors and maybe getting a recipe that allows us to phase at will or something like that would be really useful. I don't know that we're going to use handy nukes, but I'd like to have the option, right? It's a really strong build and we basically have it online. So actually, if we check Hortensia, Hortensia sells cooking stuff, right? Wrong dude. No. Who's the cooker? Darty? Yeah, Darty. Ooh, cycle gland paste. I'll take that. That's the only thing though. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's go cook that up. That gives us a secret. So at this point in the game, the main thing we're trying to do is collect secrets about the Gersh. to hopefully find out where they're at. There are two of them in particular that are not immediately findable by walking around the map. Ooh, look at this. The last historic site we needed. Let's see where it's at. Ooh, it's a tier 4. That's definitely doable. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll definitely do it at some point. Just seeing where else we could spend a quick 100 skill points. I don't really feel like we need anything else. What does Tumble do? 1 DV. And Juke's cooldown is reduced to 20. This could be good. So we can save up a bit more and get Tumble. Okay. So I guess that's it for today. I think the next time when we come back, we might head over towards the Tree of Life and do the Chava quest to power the golem. And in the meantime, try to trade for secrets and find out where our Gersh friends are. And of course, all the while, we'll be looking for a gas tumbler, which we'll put a magnet on and throw it in this slot, which will be the final piece of our build that we really need. So then we'll be heavy into flamethrower, high energy thermocask with 2 spacer rifles, which are currently not on right now, and the gas tumbler, which will be able to kill anything in the game in 6, 7, 8 turns probably, while crowd controlling them the whole time. So we're almost there. We're getting there. Just need the gas tumbler, and honestly, we don't need the gas tumbler until the very, very end game. It's good enough as is. Like if we come across something really dangerous, like a chrome pyramid, for example, we could totally take it out right now. So we're good at this point to go into the end game, into the Moonstair, do all that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you join me for the next stream, which is probably going to be tomorrow around this time, unless something comes up. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed it and want to be notified for the next one. And I'll see you next time. Later.